Hello again, fourth graders, and welcome to our writer's workshop for today. This is session 6, Bringing History to Life, and today we're going to be focusing on bringing information alive by writing stories inside of the nonfiction texts. In a book called Number the Stars, the Jews are being rounded up and taken away. A girl named Ellen stays with Anne Marie and her family because of this. As the girls are about to sleep, they hear the Nazi soldiers come to search the apartment. Anne Marie sees Ellen wearing her Star of David necklace, which is a sign of Judaism. She tells Ellen to take it off, but there's no time. Anne Marie has to make a decision. She grabs the necklace and pulls with all her might. Afterwards, she holds onto the necklace tightly in her hand, so tight that it makes an imprint in her hand. Fourth graders, today you'll be writing your own scene, your own small moment story. This small moment story will involve the time in history that is the subject of your research. Now, to write a story about a time in history, you need to think about the 3 most important elements in any story. 1, the central character. 2, the setting. And 3, the problem, or tension, or the turning point, or the decision. Whenever you write a story, you need to decide whose story you are telling, what the tension or turning point or problem will be, and then you need to decide where exactly the scene takes place. Who is where, doing, or saying what? You're going to help me with my narrative for my book on the Boston Massacre. We need to ask, whose perspective will we use to tell the story? Should we write the story from a British soldier's point of view? Or should we write as if we were one of the boys who decided to throw ice and yell insults at the British soldiers? How would the story go for each point of view? It certainly would be different types of stories depending on the point of view. Now think about your own event. What are the different players whose story could possibly be told? Whose point of view can we use to write the story? Decide whose story you will tell. You can look back over your notes from last night's homework or the previous day's work, or come up with a new idea right now. Step 1 will be to decide on the perspective from which the story will be told. Who will be telling the story? And then secondly, figure out the central drama of that story. What kind of tension or problem do you want to develop in your story? Now we need to think about the major tensions that our character is feeling, the major decisions they need to make. And to do that, we need to think about what we know from history. We're not making this story up per se, because we do have things to go off of based on history. Think together about a young boy who decides to join the group of protesting colonists and taunt the British soldiers. This boy likely wasn't a soldier or anything. He is just a boy, maybe about your age. He has decided to begin yelling insults and throwing snow and sticks at a group of soldiers, armed and in uniform. How do you think he felt? Now think about your character from your historical event. What were the main tensions your character was probably feeling? What were the main decisions they were trying to make? So we really want to focus on a character from your historical event. What were the tensions, the problems or crises that the character was feeling? And what were the main decisions that they were trying to make? Now remember, you will only be writing a small moment or two that captures the main drama of your story. For example, we won't be writing about the boy eating breakfast on the morning of the Boston Massacre. No. Instead, the story will happen closer to the action. What do you think we should have him doing at the start of our story? Well, think of the whole timeline of your story. Then zoom in on just 1 or 2 small moments that can carry the whole story. You'll be writing with detail, so writing this small moment will probably require a page or 2. And then I assume you will jump ahead to a different small moment, which happens later. So imagine you're the character whose story you have decided to tell. Put yourself in the place where you are at the start of the story. What are you wearing? What are you thinking about? Where are you exactly? What are you doing? If you're carrying a lunch, what's in the lunch bag? If you're going to a meeting, what is the meeting space like? What's going on around you? Tension is brewing. What's going on? Some really good questions to think about. Open your notebooks, perhaps even sketch the place. Add yourself and someone else too. Show what you're doing. What is the weather like? What are you worried about and why? What could go wrong? Oh, someone new is in the picture. What's their name? What are they saying? What do you do? So fourth graders, I want you to flip to the page where you'll be writing the small moments story and start writing today. Remember, this is a quick, small moments story. It will be a page or two. Keep writing. Good luck, fourth graders. Get started.